Cool. Well, thank you, Tom, so much. Everybody on the call, happy Friday. What is going on? Hope all is well. My name is Sean, and what I want to do, what I am attempting to do on this presentation is show you the magic wonder of virtual tours, how you can transform your game with virtual tours. So really what I want to do is show you the different tour softwares, how easy they are to sell, the benefits of them, all that great stuff. And let's get ready to rock and roll. I don't want to waste any more time whatsoever. So I'll just blow through this stuff. So guys, the accelerated expansion of the virtual tours in this digital age, really these things, ever since COVID, ever since 2020, these things are just skyrocketing. As you can see here, there's a compound annual growth of over 15%, which literally was just reached by the billion-dollar status, which we're going to expect here pretty soon, I would say, in the mid-2020s, as you can see here. Obviously, like I mentioned, COVID-19, the one really nice thing about COVID-19 was the boom of these virtual tours and all this virtual technology. So hence why they're so popular. Just some basic industry stats. This is across the board for all types of niches: real estate, hospitality, restaurants, commercial, all these different types of niches, guys. 87% increase in more views by realtor.com. 75% more consider these virtual tours as a major purchasing factor. That's by Planet Home Study. And then over half of buyers were disinterested in a property without them having a virtual tour. So think about how crazy that is. These are, legitimate stats you can see with all three of these publications. And it just boggles my mind how incredible these tours are and how much of a deciding factor they are at the end of the day. You can see some other stats here from apartments.com, from Redfin, from REA, all these different things. It's really, really incredible. I mean, the fact of the matter is, visitors spend 3 to 6 more time, engaging with a property that offers a virtual tour. They are able to get $50,000 more than a home that doesn't have a virtual tour. Buyers are 60% more likely to email an agent, 95% more likely to call an agent about a property that has a virtual tour. Guys, it's just incredible. I mean, all these stats, they kind of let it just speak for itself. So it's really, really awesome stuff. So really what I want to do is go into the benefits and really how to sell these virtual tours, right? How are we actually able to get across how these virtual tours are so beneficial and how you can actually sell these to different businesses, different niches, et cetera, right? So let's dive in. So the first thing is lifelike experience inside the virtual tour. So whether you're on a desktop, whether you're on your phone, you can check this out, whether you're on a tablet, stuff like that. It can increase appointments. So whether you have a hair salon, whether it's a real estate company, whether it's a restaurant, whatever the case is, you can expect to get more appointments. Okay. This is one of the biggest things because if a business doesn't have leads, that business is going to crumble. So the more appointments equals the business lifeline, right? You're attaining more value for these for the property listings. You accelerate the transaction times, like we mentioned previously in that slide, present sellers as more technologically advanced and technologically savvy in 2024. And the nice thing is they also qualify better. They avoid wasting people's time. So you get faster decisions and better leads, which that's what we all want at the end of the day, right? We don't want tire kickers, people who are wasting our time. We want people who are going to transact, right? Showcasing large properties more effectively, get found easier online from Google My Business profile uploads and geotagging, which we'll mention before. But these 9 points, guys, they're really, really important stuff. These are the main benefits you can expect with virtual tours. So again, how to sell these tours. Our portfolio encompasses many different industries, and we have dozens of amazing samples across, Fortune 500 companies. And every single client, for the most part, you guys are going to be talking to, we have done a tour in the industry or a competitor of theirs, more than likely. So real estate, restaurants and retail, hospitality, automotive, education, event planning, museums, beauties and spas, and the rest of them that we didn't include here. We've done every single thing from a small mom and pop shop to a university in commercial space that is several million square feet, and quite literally everything in between. So now we're really going to be touching on the technology and innovation and really how we're going to be staying ahead. And I know a lot of people probably have questions. What I'm actually going to do is host a quick Q&A after this presentation so we can go over that. I know there's probably a lot of people that have questions out there. We're really going to go now into, guys, the state-of-the-art cameras and the scanners, the advanced software solutions, and really just solid constant adaptation to the trends of certain industries, okay? So really discovering our real estate services, here is what we're doing, okay? We're providing really three main services, okay? The first one being the 360 virtual tour, drone videos and stills. That's pretty self-explanatory. I'm sure you guys have seen a drone video and drone stills before for commercial properties, etc. 2D and 3D floor plans, which 3D floor plans you guys might not be familiar with, but you guys probably have seen a floor plan before, so we can make it a little bit more sexy and make the offer more visually appealing. The other cool thing is we can also post to Zillow. We're MLS compliant. We can post to realtor.com, apartments.com, all these publications, guys, we can post to, as well as Google My Business, Google Analytics, which we'll get into in a little bit. Now, you guys are probably asking yourself, Sean, what are the two biggest virtual tour softwares on the planet? Well, I'm glad you asked. There's really two, and there's two for a reason. The ones that I want to touch on in this presentation, the first one is Matterport, and the second one is CloudPano. Now, they have distinct differences that I really want to go into in this presentation. And what I actually would like to do is show you guys really quickly the difference between a CloudPano tour, as you see here, and also a Matterport tour as well. So let me get into it. So this is the American Jewish University. They're based in California. As you can see, talking about drone services, we have drone panos here that you can check out. A lot of luscious greenery here. The university itself is spectacular. They do a fantastic job of just really educating people on the Jewish culture, heritage, and ultimately the different cultural backgrounds and history that they have for the university. And then, as you can see, we also added all of these tags here, which can be checked out to a certain ground perspective. The cool thing about CloudPano, guys, is we're actually able to take a company logo, put it at the top here. We're also able to add a lead form here. So if I was to enter in and say something along the lines of, put in my custom email address and say, hey, I want to get more information. Please let me know how I can do that. Boom. And then you're going to hit submit. It goes right to the university and they will get in contact with you. So how cool is that? On top of this, as you probably already heard, we can also add audio. We can share this to social medias. You can also post it to the website, which is really cool. So here's the embed code for the website. And then what I find really cool is you can also toggle and view these things from virtual reality goggles. So think the Apple Vision Pro, the Oculus Quest, all these virtual reality headsets can be viewed from this CloudPano tour, which is really cool, right? So the nice thing about CloudPano is it's really built for marketing at the end of the day. That's really what to take away from CloudPano. It's built for marketing, and you have a lot of customizable features. These icons you can toggle to be whatever you want. It could be the school university logo. It could be, again, anything that your heart desires. We can add virtual staging here as well. A lot of interesting things. I mean, it goes on and on at the end of the day. So here's a quick ground perspective of everything. As you can see, we added this was where our tripod was. So we just removed it and added a logo, which is pretty cool too. So the main point to note, gang, here is the CloudPano tour is really for marketing in a very exterior perspective, which is really cool, right? So now let's go to Matterport, which is one of the best real estate marketing softwares, especially if you have new developments. If you need to see, let me turn this down. Sorry for people's ears. Um, so what we actually can do is just like Cloud Panel, you have an interior perspective. You can click through it. Matterport is a little bit more, I want to say, a manual approach where you need to click to actually, click more to actually get to where you want to go, if that makes sense. We can also add tags with certain links, which is pretty cool. We can add a video play button to actually go through automatically what the space is, which is really cool. If you want to go to another floor, you can do that. You can toggle, which is really nice. You can check out the floor plan, which actually, excuse me, shows off the certain square footage of the entire space, which is neat. And then this is one of my favorite parts, guys. It's the dollhouse. So you actually have a 3D dimensional dollhouse of the exact space up to, I think it's 99% accurate of what it actually looks like. So how cool is this? I mean, this is a pretty cool selling feature, right? I mean, this is an office space. This is a commercial space. So how cool is this? I mean, I think we've all seen an office space like this before and seen Matterport before, but we're really able to add a lot of features like playing music. Same thing with Cloud Panos. You can add the VR headset. You can share this, whether it's just a link, email, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook. You get the gist, right? So these are really the main different features in compatibilities of Matterport and Cloud Panel, guys. I mean, it's an unbelievable software that has been around for some time now. So these two softwares are creme de la creme, the best in the market. So we'll get to this more in a little bit, but just want to show you guys kind of what those two softwares look like. So let's move on to the hosting and the Google process as well. So really at the end of the day, each tour comes with uploading to the Google business profile, the embed code, link to the tour, geotagging for keywords for local SEO. So this is really important. This is probably the most important thing to take away from the features that are included, okay? So let's just say you guys owned a bakery, John Smith Bakery, right? Make it really easy for us. And let's say we did a virtual tour of it. And let's also say you're in, I don't know, maybe Manhattan in New York City, right? What we would do is we would actually take keywords such as bakery in Manhattan, bakery Manhattan, New York City, bakery New York City, those kind of keywords, right? And we would add them to the tour so they're actually able to get picked up by Google and they could rank higher to get better search results and better keyword ranking. So they have the ability to actually get more calls and clicks. So that's actually something that a lot of virtual tours don't do, but our virtual tours have included. So this is one of the main differentiating factors in the marketplace that we're actually able to do now, which is really, really cool, okay? The other thing to note is we're actually able to sync with their Google Analytics. So if you guys aren't familiar with Google Analytics, it's a platform where people track their Google ads, their metrics, their website, all these different things, right? We can do the same thing with a virtual tour. We can see how many views they're getting, how many conversions, how many links, all that stuff, right? So it's a really awesome thing where you can see how much traction and momentum you're getting at the end of the day, okay? You can also see interactive tags, video links, website links, logos branded out, custom lead forms like I showed you guys. I mean, the list goes on and on. There's a lot of capability to do. And the thing that's cool is it's direct lead generation to a specific business. All they need to do is fill out the information and boom, there's a lead. It's really simple and it's great. As you can also see, here are some, screenshots from Google Ads to track ROIs, metrics. Like I said, we can add music, whether it's a sidewalk cafe, crowded bar, whatever the case is, right? We can totally do that. As you can see here, we can add tags to the tour, making it more informational based with different things, whether it's just basic text copy, videos, promotions, product info, product details, booking links, etc. It doesn't matter. Like we say here, it can be placed anywhere in the tour itself. So unlimited tags per tour, really, really cool stuff. All right. Cool, let's move on. So now we're going to be talking about the add-ons and easy upsells. So with every solution comes a problem. I think we can all agree with that. If you get a solution, there's another thing to tackle. If you are a home owner and you fix the leaky faucet, I'm sure there's another thing in the house that you need to do after that in terms of repair, right? So it's the same thing with these virtual tours. Is you get an awesome 360 virtual tour, and what else do you need? Well, if you just took this example here of a car wash and we did a virtual tour of the interior of the car wash, well, you also are going to need to showcase the outside of when cars come out looking all spick and span, right? So we're going to need a drone video with drone stills showcasing the place. On top of that, let's just say that we need to also showcase the place from an architectural perspective because maybe they're looking to do a renovation. Well, in that case, then you need to do 2D and 3D floor plans. Okay, so everything is all synonymous here, guys. It's all built in together, and it's made as easy as possible for you to upsell based on the demand of the market. I mean, the stuff really sells itself, but I want to give you guys a clear perspective like I just did so you can all understand it and make these easy sales. So as you can see here, based off of all of the, call it information from certain clients, this is really how you're able to submit all of the information to, be found in Basecamp, okay? So you have the agency information, client, the type of shoot. So in this case, it would be a cloud pano tour or a Matterport tour or a drone tour, whatever the case is. The type of property, is it a retail space? Is it residential, commercial? Is it a family practice, dental office, school, whatever the case is, right? The square footage, the preferred date and time for shooting, an alternative date, what is the address, and then a point of contact, which more than not would probably be the client, if not somebody else, all right? If the client doesn't have these information or other tags, logos, images, then we can essentially fill out the form and get the remaining info on the final phase of editing. Okay, so this makes it super easy for you guys to collect information and simply send it to us so we're able to commence the final editing and make sure everything is all good to go. All right. Before we get to the Q&A, I want to just showcase the process and the timeline. So standard tours and projects overall are completed within 4 business days of the shoot date. Okay, so we really have a quick and easy 6-step process. So the first one is actually doing the shoot. High quality images are captured. The second step is processing the data, generating the 3D environment. The third step is incorporating interactive elements, customizing client branding, ensuring compatibility across multiple devices, and also adding Google Analytics to track the impressions, the clicks, all that stuff. So guys, with this being said, this is one of the easiest services that has been available to sell and one of the most valuable things for certain clients, because at the end of the day, Google wants to digitize all of these businesses. They want to do it as fast as possible. They want to get as much data as possible. And it's a very hot commodity right now. I mean, these things are selling like hotcakes. All right. So I want to give you guys the opportunity and the ease and the information to be able to sell this and to add value to your clients. All right. Well, guys, really what I want to do, thank you so much for the ability to present. What I'd like to do, Tom, if it's okay, is I'd like to get into a quick Q&A session. If there's any questions out there, I can answer and go from there.
All right, so let's see here. Tom has a question. Let me allow him to ask. Go ahead, Tom. How's it going, man?
Good, real good. As a matter of fact, anyway, hey, the difference between the Matterport and the cloud piano, it seems like both of them have everything, but there's got to be some differences. I was trying to pick them out, and could you tell me what the main differences between the two?
Sure, that's a great question, and it's something, Tom, that they are main differences to each tour. The main differences are Cloud Pano has the ability to take exterior shots, okay, and drone shots as well. So let's just say using that, car wash example, if you have a, owner that wants to do drone 360 panos, like I showed in that American Jewish University, you're able to do that with Cloud Pano. You can take the camera outside. We'll take the camera outside, we'll take the drone, and then we'll, wrap that up in a bow. If they wanted to do that with Matterport, that is not, based on the software, it's not a thing. So Matterport is only for the inside. Cloud Pano is the inside and the outside. If that answers your question.
So if you have real estate and they want to do a drone shot, they're going to have to go with the cloud.
Yes, sir. They're going to have to go with Cloud Pano. That's exactly right,
Okay.
Tom.
Another question I had, I actually did Rocket Driver support on this. As far as it seems like the price is based on a square footage. Are they going to come up with square footage, the customer, or how does that all pan out?
That's a great question. So the nice thing about Google Maps is there's a feature that you're actually able, and it's very simple. I'm sure we're going to put a resource out there pretty soon about this, but on Google Maps, there actually is a little tool where people can toggle to get the actual square footage of a place based on like satellite mapping. It's a free tool. It's just on Google Maps. It's a really, really easy thing. That's very, very accurate. So that's how the square footage will be calculated.
Okay, is square footage just by length and width, or is it also, up and down?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's based on, it depends on the actual architecture of the space. So it can be both. It certainly can be both. If you're dealing with multiple floors, if you're just dealing with one, that's very simple, but multiple different floors, like I showed with that commercial property with Matterport, that's a key question. So yeah, that it would be a little bit of both.
And most businesses, they pretty much know the square footage, if they're of their whatever, of their shop, restaurant, whatever the case may be, they usually know what their square footage is. And if we get, what is it, about 80, close to like 80%, right? Is that what it is, Sean? Like at least get that close, 80, 85%. We don't have to be 100. It doesn't have to be 100. You don't have to get 100% of the actual square footage to the team. It'd be great to know, the actual, square footage, but up to 85%, right, Sean? Is that correct, or?
Yep, that is exactly correct.
Have you ever had your situation, you were given a square footage and you showed up and all of a sudden, hey, this is totally wrong. I mean, so you given a price and then all of a sudden things are going to change dramatically because the square footage is way off.
Tom, my friend, if I had a nickel for every time that happened, I'd be a billionaire by now. So the way to nip that in the butt is, like I mentioned, just using that quick free tool to, make sure that we're getting an accurate square footage. Because it's not like people are just trying to do busts. It's just sometimes they'll say, oh, like it's about 4,000 square feet, but in reality, it's, might be closer to 7,500 or 10,000. You know what I mean? Some people just don't know that. So yeah, it's a good question to ask.
One more, and then I'll let someone else ask a question. The hosting part. Okay, so you take on the job, and so you have to find out what type of hosting or who they want it to host, or is it just using Google?
Yeah, that's another great question. So the software that we're going to be using, right? All of those assets are actually going to be on those softwares, Cloud Pano and Matterport. So that's where the tour is actually going to lie. The actual, HTML file code, all that stuff. It's all going to lie on there. So the client, if they ask, oh, well, where's this going to lie? Can I get excuse me, can I get a PDF copy? It doesn't work that way. They're just given a link to text or email, and then an embed code to add to a website. So it's going to be hosted on either a Matterport software or Cloud Pano software.
Okay, so the hosting is going to be automatically included in with whether it's Matterport or cloud.
Correct. If you look here on my screen, Tom, we have under virtual tours in
Okay.
Intercom, you have all the pricing per square foot, and then you have what the hosting costs.
Oh, okay.
Right. It's all here.
Gotcha.
That's why we set everything. So you'll see virtual tours, cloud panel, and Matterport. So all the information is always going to be here. And also, obviously, in the partner portal under virtual tours, you'll see it here. So yeah, I mean, we laid everything out. In terms of information, we have a massive amount of information to really educate you guys on selling this, but it's really not rocket science. It really isn't. It's like, hey, this is what the square footage is. Okay, great. This is what we're going to charge you. And, if things change when you get there, then they just have to make an adjustment. I mean, that's how it works. Pretty straightforward.
I think Kyle has a question and then Jason as well.
Yeah. Thanks, Tom, for all those questions. Great questions, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, Kyle, you're ready to rock now, bro.
Oh, okay. Hey, what's going on, Tom?
How you doing, man?
Oh, great, great. He had Tom the first time had some good questions and stuff, and there was a question I wanted to ask as far as with this with the touring because it's self-explanatory. I got it together. It was and damn, I just blew out my mind. Just a question. Because Tom had wrapped up some of the questions I want to ask as far as
Mhm.
the difference between I understand the difference between the cloud and the matter.
Yeah,
With the
cloud. You always remember that cloud is outside, right?
outside, right,
And matter is inside. That's it. Yeah,
inside.
cloud's out. Simple.
Okay. All right. So okay, and then like I said, the it'll be a touring, so we get the scheduled date of people, so they'll come out. So all in all, from the time that they come out and do it, and from the time they get it on there, it takes about what 4 or 5 days?
Yes, sir.
About that time.
Yes. It's
Oh,
Kyle, it's to be honest with you, it is normally less than that, but just to set proper expectations with clients to make sure that we give ourselves a little bit of a window with Google so we can still, hit those expectations. That's what we say.
okay, okay. And all right. So yeah, that was probably it. I had to, but it's self-explanatory. So I think I got it. If I got another
Yeah.
question, I ain't gonna
You got
hold
another
on.
question? Just raise your hand. That's all.
Yeah, I just raised my hand because I think I'm pretty much I think I got it now. Okay. All right. Let's let somebody else do it. All right. Thanks, Tom.
Okay. Thank you. All right. So we got George here.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Can you hear me?
Yeah. What's going on, man?
Not much, man. I got two questions regarding the square footage. I have a client that he's considering it for his bar, and I just wanted to ask if we need to he has a patio. Do we need to include that square footage of the patio to the square footage that I submit to you guys, or it includes just the inside?
That's a great question. So with these types of questions, I like to just use, basic common knowledge and common sense. Like if it's a huge patio, then yes, we would need to tack that on. But based off of what I'm hearing, I mean, we would just add that in to the cost. And there wouldn't be anything extra, if that makes sense.
Gotcha, gotcha. Sounds good. And then my second question, I know we're doing this service at for select cities. I'm in Houston. Houston is a pretty big city. Is there a mile radius that we need to stay in, or is there like because there's some like small cities, towns that we still consider Houston, but it's not really Houston, but people here consider it Houston. And so is there like a radius we need to stay inside in?
That's a great question. No. And this is for everybody, wherever you are, wherever you're selling, we cover every square inch of the United States. So we give a lot of flexibility and we're able to cover the entire country. So no, there's no limit or radius.
Awesome. That'll be all, man. Thanks.
Thank you. I think
One more thing too, guys, I wanted to show you this is that we already built out the base camp. So that's wanted to show you here. Everything will be pretty much done for you guys here. So look, complete the virtual tour submission forms. The steps are all done. You know, ask the client for general keywords, Google Analytics access, how to provide that. It's all done. This process is going to be really, really simple. Basically, all you guys have to do is sell it. Book the photographer, as you can see here. You know, it's all the steps are here. Just really streamlined, really streamlined. So again, if you haven't gone through training, please go through training in the partner portal, you know, and we have some great vids here, 10 videos, short, sweet, to the point, a lot of information, just breaking everything down. And we also have, you know, obviously in the knowledge base, the virtual tours information, which is really important for you to take a look at. That's where all the pricing is at, you know. So we're ready to rock and roll on this, you know, just really now it's all up to you guys to go out there and sell it. But like I said, if you have questions, we're always going to be available to answer any questions that you have. Let's see here. Tom, I think Tom has another question. You can unmute yourself.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have another question, but I just want to make a comment on it. 'Cause I've been around Rocket Driver for a long time, as you know. But I'll tell you what, I haven't been so excited about something new that we're able to capitalize on that I have been with this stuff. I mean, I think it's incredible. So I'm fired up. I
Thank
hope
you.
everybody else is fired up too, because this could really make a huge difference. I think
It's
financially, and also what's really cool is that, you know, in the past, I've always looking for bad websites, okay, and to go in and sell them a new website. Well, now you go after websites that are gorgeous, okay, but they don't have virtual, you know, ability. So you're not just driven to the bad websites anymore. You can go after the good ones too.
Yeah, the whole thing here is the market is so huge, it's ridiculous. And
Yeah.
and you're selling a product, a service, it's tangible. And it's also another way to get into that business where before, let's say you're trying to sell them social media advertising or web design, whatever, you might get that pushback and it might be harder to get the sale and build your rapport and trust with that actual client, right, or prospect. Here, once they get these tours, they're so high end because we're using the best technology on the planet. Now you've built a friendship with someone. Now they trust you. Now you can go to them and say, hey, you know, let's talk about your online presence now. We have your, you know, your virtual tour done. You know, let me run an online, you know, presence report on you. Let's take a look at how you look online. How do you stack up against the competition? And it's definitely an entryway you know, into selling the actual services, you know. I think it's great. You guys can double your money. And it's tangible, and it's a simple sale. You sell it and let us handle the rest and keep selling it. That's it. There's like really nothing that you guys need to get involved with instead of it's just about selling it. That's all. That's it. Providing us with the information that we need, which is all, you know, again, um, right here for you. Questions that you need to ask are going to be, you know, are all here for you to download to ask the actual client. So once you get that information, it's very easy to calculate. You know, hey man, they have, you know, whatever, a couple thousand square feet. You know what to charge. Your suggested retail price is right here. I mean, so we made it really, really simple for you to close business. Really did, you know. And like I said, you have videos that you could show what the virtual tours look like. Whatever you guys need, you can always hit us up. We're here for you. If you don't have information, I mean, we have presentations, whatever it is that you need to help you close the business, always reach out to us and we'll get you that information to help you close the business. You know, we're really excited about this product, and we know that everyone's going to win, right? You're going to win. We're going to win. Clients going to win. So I think it's a tremendous financial gain on your end. You guys are going to really grow your agencies by providing this service. And I can tell you this, no one else is offering it. No other white label company is really offering this service. Um, you know, this is it's just a killer, you know, digital agencies aren't offering this. They don't have it, you know. Yeah, are there virtual tour companies out there that sell the service? Yeah. But agencies, no. You guys will be the first, you know, to go out there as an agency that has all these other services under your umbrella, you know, and offering the virtual tours really takes you guys to the next level. You know, they're really going to look at you differently. Um, and that's all I have to say. Anybody else have any questions that they like, you know, last, anything else that you guys want to,
Am I
that you'd
still
like
on?
to? Yes.
Okay. I just want to ask a sort of situation. I've been looking at different real estate agencies, okay? And when you go in there, they'll have certain houses that may have a virtual tour, okay? But they're usually very limited. I don't know whether they're just attaching a virtual tour towards a house that's not moving, or maybe it's just a big ticket item that they want to use on, not this, you know, $50,000 house or $150,000 house. If they're $1 million home, then they're willing to spend the money on whatever. So, I mean, when you come across that, what do you, how do you pick their brain?
I guess I'm trying to understand the question a little bit more. If you're able to give me maybe a scenario, Tom.
Well, okay, I've been looking at different real estate agencies, okay? And I go into the website, and you'll find that, you know, they'll have some of their homes on a virtual tour, but not all of them.
Yep.
So are they doing it just because the lack of income? They don't want to spend it on every home because, you know, a lot of these places have hundreds and hundreds of listings. Now they're probably not going to do every listing. I'd imagine they're just going to pick the listings that are harder to sell, or maybe some of the bigger ticket homes that they'll want to use the virtual tour.
Yeah.
Is that kind of how it works with them?
Yeah, that's a great question. So obviously you would want to show a virtual tour in its best light with a great property, right? However, if there's a property that is, you know, struggling a little bit, maybe it's not priced correctly, maybe it, you know, it has more days on market than we'd like, then you would want to have that tour as an additional marketing piece. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't see a reason why, you know, all properties shouldn't have virtual tours, right? Even the ones that are fixer uppers, because investors are going to take care of that. They're going to potentially buy that and fix it up and flip it, right? So, in my opinion, every property needs a virtual tour. But for that specific instance, you know, you might want to ask the client, hey, does this particular property, you know, why is it that we have a tour and this one doesn't? So once you kind of understand a little bit more, then you can kind of give them a little bit more information, say, yeah, well, you know, I know you don't have them for all of them, but you should, you know, just so it's a consistent way of marketing. Clients know what they get with that brokerage. You know what I mean? So it's just a consistent point of selling, to be honest.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
I
Okay.
think it could be, I think it just could be that's definitely the case. And some of these realtors too, I mean, the smaller ones, they don't really like to invest too much, you know. You could educate that actual realtor in convincing the homeowner, right? Like, hey, put up, you know, this would be in your best interest. You know, it could be the actual homeowner that wants to sell their home. Like, hey, your home will sell faster if you do a virtual tour. That's a fact, you know. And it could be just the realtor is not educated enough. Maybe, like I said, doesn't want to spend the money. They didn't educate the client, the actual homeowner is trying to sell. So it'd be great for agencies to get in there and really push it and explain to them, you know, uh, how much easier it will be to sell a home with a virtual tour. I mean, who doesn't want to look at a virtual tour? I think it's so cool instead of just photos, you know, of the actual property. So
You could
there
actually,
could be many variables there, but I think education's one of them. I just think they're not really too educated on it, and you know, and maybe the higher end realtors are the ones that are actually smart enough and have the money to, you know, purchase these virtual tours and so to get their property sold. that are under their like it's their listing, you know?
Yeah, you can also talk to the realtor as far as offering the option of the person who's selling their house if you want to do a virtual tour, and then
Totally. And
charge
have them
them.
sell it for you. Like, you
Yeah,
know, it's a great way to go into brokers, the broker owner, realtors, you know, and pitch them on, you know, offering that to the actual homeowner, you know. A lot
yeah,
of them, I'm sure they're not even offering it. Guarantee you they're not. And you know, I mean, you want to stand out from the crowd, obviously, right? So much out there for sale, and having a virtual tour, and especially for for search, right? For local search, I think it's amazing because that home's going to pop up. Someone searches for it. It's just going to pop up, you know, for businesses, all these different types of companies that are out there, and all the different industries that are out there using virtual tours. It's a beautiful thing when it pops up on Google. It just really takes that business to the next level. Um, it's just a lot more credibility, you know, and people can view from the outside, from the inside, and the sky's the limit, guys. That's really the key here. Guy- This is something that it's in, you know, that I can't say it's in an infancy, but there's the market is gigantic. You know, it's all about you guys getting your pitch down, your confidence level down, your presentation down. And once you really are tight and you know what to say, you're going to make a lot of sales, because it doesn't make any sense for a business not to have something like this to stand out, you know, from all the noise that's out there, you know.
yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Anything else, guys?
No, you sold me. I'm ready.
Right on, rock and roll. Perfect, Tom. It was great questions from everyone. Anyways, I have nothing more to say. Sean, anything else?
No, Tom, I just wanted to thank you so much for the opportunity, and everyone on the call. I really just wanted to thank you for the time. I know on a Friday afternoon, I just really appreciate it. And, you know, like Tom said, it pretty much is in its infancy, and there's a lot of opportunity here, guys. There's a lot of money to be made. It's time to get hungry. It's time to get motivated. It's time to get your pitch down. There's a lot of great energy, and this is the service that's going to take us to the top. So I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. It is an absolute privilege to be able to present, and let's get after it. Let's crush it.
Thank you so much, Sean. Thank you so much, everyone. You guys are awesome, and have a great weekend.